everyone. Yes, that's me, Amy. We're diving into some exciting AI racing action right now at the Assetto GP track. The cars are zooming around and it's a great time to get in. If you want to join the race, just type !race in the chat. We do have some updates coming, thanks for noticing. Everlasting Apex always brings new features to keep things fresh and fun. Stay tuned for more surprises. Let me know if you have any questions, or if there's anything specific you'd like to see during the race. Hey Edelbach. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. We're having a blast watching these AI-driven cars compete at the Alastaro GP track. How are you enjoying the race so far? Amundsen, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, is currently in 11th place. This car is known for its aerodynamic design and powerful turbocharged engine, which makes it competitive in retro street car races. Despite starting in second position, Amundsen has not been able to maintain that pace and has recorded a fastest lap of 1 minute and 22.643 seconds. The current gap to the top 10 positions indicates a tighter battle ahead if they want to improve their standing. One serious guy, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, started from 6th position and is currently in 2nd place. Their fastest lap time is 1:19.376, showcasing competitive pace. The car's aerodynamic design and powerful flat-six engine provide strong performance, helping to maintain their podium position as they continue to push for an overtake on the leader. Naga 77 and Ferrer 23 have indeed moved up one position to take 5th place. They are now closely contesting with Bassett 321 and Amy for 4th place. The battle for that spot is intensifying as they fight for track position. Habib 3 and Rizaldi Adha are now just 1 second behind Wazirius Guy, with Shorty also in close proximity. Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa are making a strong push toward La Crayson 1980 and Jamira Ninja 8, decreasing the gap by 2 seconds. Neo Texum and Edelbach have successfully moved up one position to take 12th place. Hey, Lord of the Jungle. Right now, your fastest lap time is 1 minute and 20 seconds. .833. The current leader, Famaka driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, has a fastest lap time of 1 minute and 18 seconds. .437. That puts you about 1.5 seconds behind the leader's best lap. Keep pushing. There's still plenty of race left. Amundsen and Masuko have advanced significantly, now in 4th place after overtaking 5 cars. Gary Zed and Cedric are also making strides, currently in 5th place after passing 5 competitors. Waintra 94 and Deplorable are close behind, having climbed to 6th place with the same number of overtakes. Neotexum and Edelbach have moved up quickly, overtaking 4 cars to take 7th place. Plaga 77 and Ferry 23 have advanced 1 spot, now in 2nd place. Meanwhile, Gary Zed and Cedric are closing in on Amundsen and Masuko, reducing the gap by 1.7 seconds. Gary Z and Cedric are making significant gains on Amundsen and Masuko, now shortening the gap to just 1.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Neotexum and Edelbog are also closing in on Wayne94 and Deplorable, cutting their distance by 1.3 seconds. The race dynamics are changing as the pressure builds in both battles. Planetary fan, driving the 1988 Nissan Silvia S13, is currently in 22nd place. The Nissan Silvia is known for its lightweight and rear-wheel drive setup, making it a favorite among drifting enthusiasts. Although starting from 19th position, they have dropped to their current standing, indicating challenges on the track, and possibly struggling to gain positions against stronger competitors. Helga 77 and Farah 23 have advanced by one position to take the lead, now in first place. Amundsen and Masuko are also gaining ground, moving up by one spot to secure third place. Neotexum and Edelbach are narrowing their gap with Wayne94 and Deplorable, reducing it by 1 second. Amundsen and Masuko have gained one position and are now in second place. Gary Z and Cedric have also advanced one position, taking fourth place. Wayne94 and Deplorable have moved up one spot to occupy fifth place. Pamaka and Rakowski have both moved up one position to take second place. Gary Z and Cedric have also advanced, now in third place. Meanwhile, Wayne94 and Deplorably are gaining on Amundsen and Masuko, reducing the gap by 1.1 seconds. Famaka and Rakowski are now just 2.3 seconds behind Nelga 77 and Farah 23, showing good pace as they close in. Winzerius Guy and Shorty have reduced the gap to Wayne94 and Deplorable by 3.4 seconds, indicating a strong push from behind. Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa are also gaining on Lecraison 1980 and Jamairin 88, cutting down the distance by 1.5 seconds. The race is intensifying with these drivers all aiming for position changes. Famaka and Rakowski are now just behind Nalga 77 and Farah 23, having reduced the gap by 5 seconds. Amundsen and Masuko have closed the distance to Gary Z and Cedric by 1.2 seconds. Winzerius Guy and Shorty are also gaining on Wayne24 and Deplorable, cutting the gap by 1.6 seconds. Famaka and Rakowski are now just 2.2 seconds behind Naga 77 and Ferrer 23. Meanwhile, Wuzirius Guy and Shorty are also gaining ground, reducing the gap to Waintra 94 and Deplorableeple by 1.5 seconds. In another part of the track, Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Adha are closing in on Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa, cutting their lead by 1.5 seconds as well. The race is tightening up across multiple positions. Serious Guy and Shorty are gaining on Wayne 24 and Deplorableeple, with a gap reduction of 3.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Adha have advanced to 9th place, moving up one position. Serious Guy and Shorty have gained one position, now occupying 5th place. Sabine 27 and Jasak 72 are reducing the gap to Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa by 1.7 seconds. Neo-Texan and Edelbach have also moved up one position, now sitting in 12th place. Winzerius Guy and Shorty are now in 4th place after gaining one position. Wayne Trinity 4 and Deplorableeple have also moved up, taking 5th place with a similar gain. Aminsan and Masuko are in a close contest with Wayne Trinity 4 and Deplorableeple for the 5th position, indicating some intense racing dynamics ahead. Asu 321 and Amy have advanced one position to 6th place. Lacroisson 1980 and Jamira 98 have also moved up, now holding 7th place. Huggett 3 and Rizaldi Adha are closing in on Aminsan and Masuako, reducing their gap by 1.7 seconds. Hagris 3 and Rizaldi Adha are now just 1 second behind Aminsan and Masuko, making significant progress. Meanwhile, Neo-Texan and Edelbach have cut the gap to 7:27 and Jazak 72, down to 3 seconds, as they continue to gain ground. Lacroisson 1980 is currently in 6th place, showing strong pace with the fastest lap time of 1 minute 18.431 seconds. This indicates that he has significant potential to gain positions if he maintains this level of performance. It will be crucial for him to capitalize on any opportunities for overtakes, or if other drivers falter ahead. Aminsan and Masuko have made significant progress, moving up to 5th place after overtaking 3 cars. Pug 3 and Rizaldi Adha have also advanced quickly, now in 6th place with similar gains. Famaka and Rakowski are reducing the gap to Naga 77 and Ferrer 23, closing in by 3.3 seconds. Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa have both moved up quickly, with Lord of the Jungle overtaking 3 cars to take 7th place. Dabine 27 and Jasak 72 are also putting in strong performances, passing 3 competitors to secure 8th place. Meanwhile, Famaka and Rakowski are reducing the gap to Naga 77 and Ferrari 23, cutting it down by 2.9 seconds. Famaka and Rakowski are now just behind Nalga 77 and Ferrari 23, narrowing the gap considerably. The battle for first place is heating up as they approach. Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Ada are also gaining on Amundsen and Masuko, with a reduction of 3.1 seconds in their interval. The race dynamics are poised for some action as these groups of racers continue to push forward. Famaka, Rakowski, and Nalga 77 are in a very close contest for first place. Wayne 94 and Deplorably Bull are catching up to Famaka and Rakowski, narrowing the gap by 2.3 seconds. Waziri's Gaia and Shorty have advanced 2 spots and now occupy 7th place. Pagot 3 and Rizaldi Adaha have advanced 2 spots to 4th place. Waziri's Guy and Shorty are gaining on Amundsen and Masuko, cutting the gap by 1.3 seconds. Basu 321, myself and Laquasson 1980, alongside Jamairunini 8 are engaged in a close contest for 8th place. Wayne 94 and Deplorably Bull are now just 1.6 seconds behind Famaka and Rakowski. Hayi and Rizaldiada have reduced the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorably Bull by 1.3 seconds. Amundsen and Masuko have moved up 1 spot into 5th place. Pilot 3 and Rizaldi Ata are making significant progress, reducing the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorably Bull by 1.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Wunziria's Guy and Shortier are also moving closer to Gary Z and Cydric, closing that gap by 1.6 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these groups intensify their pursuit. The Retro Street Cars class, combined with the Alastaro GP layout, Emos Part or resizes handling and acceleration since the track has a mix of straights and technical sections. Cars, like the Porsche 911 GT1, are performing well due to their power and grip, particularly in the hands of drivers starting closer to the front. This is reflected in the current positions, with multiple 911 GT1s leading the pack while older models, like the Ferrari 288 GT O Evoluzione, are struggling more at the back. This balance of torque and handling dynamics is critical in shaping the race outcome. Lead 3 and Rizaldi Ada have both gained 1 position, now in 3rd place. Amundsen and Masuko are also making progress, closing the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorably Bull by 2.2 seconds. Wunzirius Guy and Shorty are now within striking distance of Gary Z and Cydric, kiting the gap down to 1.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Sabine 27 and Jasak 72 are also making progress, reducing their gap to Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Colorita by 1.5 seconds. The race is starting to tighten up as we approach key overtaking opportunities. Gary Z and Sidrek are reducing the gap to Amundsen and Masuko, currently down by 1.2 seconds. In the meantime, Was Serious Guy and Shorty are also closing in on Gary Z and Sidrek, cutting their deficit by 2.4 seconds. Neo Texum and Edelbach have moved up 2 spots to take 11th place. Wayne Trinami and Deplorable have advanced 2 positions, now in 2nd place. Amundsen and Masuko follow closely behind, also gaining 2 spots to secure 3rd place. Gary Z and Cedric are making their move as well, rising 2 positions to claim 4th place. One Serious Guy and Shorty are now in 6th place after advancing 1 position. Basu 321 and Amy have also moved up, now occupying 7th place. Lacroissant 1980 and Jomu 198 have improved their positions as well, currently in 8th place after gaining 1 spot. Famaka and Rakowski have significantly reduced the gap to Gary Z and Sidrek by 2.7 seconds. In the meantime, Sabinet 27 and Jasek 72 have both improved their positions by 2 spots to reach 10th place. Additionally, Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa have gained 1 spot each, now occupying 12th place. Famaka and Rakowski have significantly closed the gap on Gary Z and Sidrek, reducing it by 1.7 seconds. Basu 321 and Amy have gained 1 position, now in 6th place. A tight battle is developing for 6th between Userious Guy, Shorty, Basu 321, and Amy, with all 4 cars closely contesting their positions. Bastu 321 and Amy are reducing the gap to Gary Z and Sidrek, now down by 5.8 seconds. Famaka and Rakowski have moved up 1 position, now in 4th place. Lacroissant 1980 and Jamira 98 are also closing in on Was Serious Guy and Shorty, with the gap decreased by 1.6 seconds. Famaka and Rakowski have reduced the gap to Amundsen and Masuko by 2.3 seconds. Basu 321 and Amy are also making progress, closing in on Gary Z and Sidrek by 3.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 and Jesak 72 are catching up to Hugard 3 and Risoldi Adha, decreasing their gap by 1.3 seconds. Hugard 3 and Risoldi Adha have advanced 2 positions to take 7th place. Sabina 27 and Jasak 72 also moved up by 2 positions, now in 8th place. Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa have gained 2 spots as well, securing 9th place. Famaka is now just a second behind Amundsen, while Rakoski trails closely behind in the battle for position. In the other group, Sabini 27 and Jasak 72 are making notable progress, reducing the gap to Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Ada to just under 3 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as these racers push hard to gain positions. Hidai Sait and Rizaldi Adha are now just 6.1 seconds behind Besu 321, who is currently in 3rd place. Amundsen and Masuko have moved up 1 spot to take 2nd place. Waintra 94, Deplorably Apple, and the duo of Amundsen and Masuko are engaged in a tight battle for that 2nd position, indicating some intense competition ahead. Todd Gardner and Bruno Coloretta are continuing to close in on Basu 321 and me, reducing the gap by 7.5 seconds. Waintra 94 and Deplorably Apple have moved up 1 position to take 2nd place. Famaka and Rakoski have also advanced 1 position, now holding 3rd place. Famaka, Rakoski, and Waintra 94 are engaged in a close battle for 2nd place. Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Ada have decreased the gap to Amundsen and Masuko by 3.8 seconds. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa are also making progress, closing in on Sabina 27 and Jetta 72, with a gap reduction of 1.8 seconds. Famaka and Rakoski have moved up 1 position and now occupy 2nd place. Amundsen and Masuko are also advancing, climbing to 3rd place with an increase of 1 spot. Meanwhile, Gary Z and Cydric have gained 2 positions and have settled into 6th place. Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha are significantly closing the gap to Waintra 94 and Deplorably Apple, reducing it by 3.8 seconds. Basu 321 and Amy have gained 1 position, now in 6th place. Godar Gardner and Bruno Colorita also improved their standing by 1 position, currently holding 7th place. Serious Guy and Shorty have advanced 1 position to take 8th place. Neotexum and Edelbach have also gained 1 spot, now in 9th place. Laquason 1980 and Jimaru 98 have moved up 1 position as well, currently holding 10th place. Serious Guy and Shorty have reduced the gap to Todd Gardner and Bruno Colorita by 1.8 seconds, indicating a strong push for position. Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa have advanced 1 spot, now in 12th place. Similarly, Greninjib and Issy 1212 have also gained 1 position, currently at 13th place. Famaka and Rakowski are now just 1.7 seconds behind Noga 77 and Feria 23. Meanwhile, Hugrid 3 and Rizaldi Adha have cut their gap with Raintra 984 and Deplorably O by 1.2 seconds. Basu 321 and Amy are also gaining on Hugrid 3 and Rizaldi Adha, closing the distance by 1.6 seconds. Basu 321 and Amy are continuing to close the gap on Hugrid 3 Rizaldi Adha, now reduced to 3.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Lacroisson 1980 and Jumarinity 8 have moved up one position to take 7th place. Planetrain fan, driving the 1988 Nissan Silvia S13, is currently in 22nd place. This model is notable for its lightweight design and excellent handling, making it a favorite among enthusiasts for drifting. Unfortunately, they started in 19th position and have dropped 3 spots during the race. Their fastest lap time of 1 minute 35.359 seems to indicate they're struggling to keep up with the pace of the leaders. Video King 24 is currently in 21st position, while Waintra 94 sits in 4th place. Waintra 94 has made significant progress from starting in 16th position, showcasing a strong race performance. Conversely, Video King 24 started in 15th but has fallen back in the ranks. Their current battle could be crucial. If Video King 24 can catch up, it might provide an opportunity to improve their standing. Meanwhile, Waintra 94 continues to defend against any potential challengers, while maintaining a solid position within the top 5. Basu 321 and Amy are now only 2.9 seconds behind Hugrid 3 Rizaldi Adha, making significant progress. Meanwhile, Lacroisson 1980 and Jumarinity 8 have also reduced the gap to Basu 321, Amy by 2.9 seconds, indicating a tightening field as they close in. Basu 321 and Amy are now just 3.5 seconds behind Hugrid 3 Rizaldi Adha, showing strong pace. Meanwhile, Lacroisson 1980 and Jumarinity 8 are gaining on Basu 321 and Amy, cutting the gap down by 1.1 seconds. The racing dynamics are tightening as positions shift. Famaka and Rakowski have significantly closed the gap to Nalga 77 and Ferry 23, now just 5.2 seconds behind. Hugrid 3 and Rizaldi Adha are improving their positions, moving up one spot to now occupy 4th place. Winzerius Guy, in 8th place, is driving a 1996 Porsche 911 GT1. The car, known for its powerful engine and aerodynamic design, has shown strong performance but currently sits several positions lower than the start in 6th place. Their best lap time is 1 minute and 19.352 seconds, which is competitive, but not enough to regain the lost positions as they trail behind the leaders in the race. Their strategy will need to improve if they want to move up in the standings. Amundsen and Masuko have gained 1 position, and are now in 2nd place. Winazirius Guy and Shorty have also advanced by 1 spot to take 7th place. Zabini 27 and Jasak 72 have moved up 1 position, and now occupy 8th place. Wayne 294 and Deplorable Apple have successfully moved up 2 spots, and are now in 4th place. Zabmi 27 and Jasak 72 are making progress as well, closing the gap to Osiris Guy and Shorty by 2.6 seconds. The battle for positions is heating up. Asu 321, driving as Amy, is currently in 9th place, having started in 10th position. The car is a 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, a model known for its excellent speed and agility. Amy has set a fastest lap time of 1 minute, 18.425 seconds, showing competitive pace. Amy is maintaining position well while looking to capitalize on any opportunities ahead to improve standings. Amundsen and Masuko continue to close in on Naga 77 and Farah 23, cutting the gap down by 1.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa have gained 2 positions, now occupying 7th place. Lacroixon 1980, driving a 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, started in 11th place and is currently in 11th place as well. Their fastest lap time is 1:18.327, which is competitive among the field. They are maintaining pace with the pack, but have yet to make significant gains or overtakes in this race. Famaka and Rakowski are now just behind Amundsen and Masuko, cutting the gap down by 1.2 seconds. Bastu 321 and Amy have improved by 1 position to take 7th place. Winsiria's Guy and Shorty have also gained 1 position, now in 8th place. It looks like Gary's having a tough time out there. With all those quick retro streetcars zipping past, it's definitely challenging for him. But hey, it's all about the fun, right? Who knows, maybe he can find a way to pick up the pace in the later laps. Anyone else rooting for their favorite driver? Famaka and Rakowski have advanced 1 position to 2nd place. Haga 3 and Rizaldi Adaha have also gained 1 spot, now holding 5th place. Meanwhile, Lacroixon 1980 and Jamiran 88 have moved up to 10th place, increasing their standings by 1 position. Basso 321 and Amy have advanced one position to take 6th place. Wuzarius Guy and Shorty have also moved up one spot to 7th place. Meanwhile, Todor Gardner and Bruno Colorida have gained one position, now sitting in 8th place. The race remains competitive as drivers continue to battle for positions. Basu 321 and Amy are now just 2 seconds behind Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha, continuing to close the gap. La Croissant 1980 and Jamaira 98 have moved up to 7th place, overtaking the previous holder of that position. Basu 321 and Amy are now just 0.8 seconds behind Huggard 3 Rizaldi Adha as the gap continues to close. Dabine 27 and Jasak 72 have successfully moved into 9th place, gaining one position in the race. Duff Dad is driving a 1989 Ferrari F40 LM, a well-regarded vehicle known for its lightweight construction and powerful performance. Currently, they are in 16th place, having started from 5th position. Their fastest lap time so far is 1:22.627, indicating that they are struggling to maintain pace compared to their starting position. The car's capabilities suggest potential for improvement if they can find better racing lines or adjust their strategy. Famaka and Rakoski are now just ahead of Nalga 77 and Ferrer 23, with the gap significantly reduced to 1.1 seconds. Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha are maintaining their momentum, closing in on Waintra 94 and Deplorable with a 1.4 second reduction. Meanwhile, Sabine 27 and Jasak 72 are also gaining on La Croissant 1980 and Jamaira 98, cutting the gap down by 1.8 seconds. The race is tightening up. The retro street cars in this race are providing tight competition, particularly with the Porsche 911 GT1 dominating the top positions. The Alastaro GP's layout favors high-speed cornering and acceleration, which complements the strength of these cars. Those starting further back, like Famaka in 2nd place, are effectively using overtakes to move up the grid. Overall, the combination leads to a mix of strategic driving and effective use of power from the vehicles. Waintra 94 and Deplorable are now just behind Amundsen and Masuko, with the gap decreasing to 1.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Hugru 3 and Rizaldi Adha are making progress as well, closing the distance on Waintra 94 and Deplorable by 1.4 seconds. The race is heating up as positions tighten. Reningjet, driving the 1995 Ferrari F50, is currently in 14th place after starting from 12th position. Their fastest lap time is significantly slower, at 1 minute, 27.704 seconds, compared to competitors in higher positions. It seems they are struggling to gain traction, as they have dropped 2 places since the start of the race, and are currently trailing behind those in front of them. Famaka and Rakowski are currently gaining on Naga 77 and Farah 23, closing the gap by 1.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Adha are also making progress, reducing their distance to Wayne 94 and Deplorable Lee Bosinjinti. At Chiltuispal, Itzisi Tuam Dutch. Famaka and Rakowski are now just 1.2 seconds behind Naga 77 and Farah 23, applying pressure on their position. Baidid 3 and Rizaldi Ada have cut the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorable by 1.5 seconds, indicating a potential challenge ahead. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 and Jasak 72 have also reduced the distance to Winzerius Guy and Shorty by 1.5 seconds, setting up an interesting dynamic in that segment of the race. Hadid 3 and Rizaldi Adha are reducing the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorable by 3.3 seconds, indicating effective pace improvement. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 and Jasak 72 have moved up 2 positions, now occupying 6th place. Wayne 94 and Deplorable are making significant progress, closing the gap to Amundsen and Masuko by 2.1 seconds. Lord of the Jungle and Kilbasa have advanced 2 positions, and now occupy 7th place. Meanwhile, Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita have also gained 2 spots, taking 8th place. Famaka and Rakowski are reducing the gap to Naga 77 and Farah 23 by 3.7 seconds. Wayne 94 and Deplorable are also making progress on Amundsen and Masuko, closing the gap by 1.8 seconds. Lacroixon 1980 and Jamarin 88 have gained 1 position, now in 9th place. Heavyweight 3 and Rizaldi Ada have reduced their gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorable by 1.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 and Jasak 72 are also gaining on Hugad 3 and Rizaldi Ada, closing the distance by 1.2 seconds. Lacroixon 1980 and Jamira 98 are making significant progress on Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita, cutting down the gap by 3.1 seconds. Hugad 3 and Rizaldi Adha are now approaching Wayne 94 and Deplorable, cutting the gap down by 6.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Lacroixon 1980 and Jamira 98 are tightening the distance from Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita, reducing their gap by 5.4 seconds. Amundsen and Masuko have successfully moved up 1 position, now holding second place. Wayne Trinity 4 and Deplorable have advanced one spot and now occupy third place. Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita have also gained one position to take seventh place. Lacroisson 1980 and Jamironinity 8 have improved by one position, now standing in eighth place. Lacroisson 1980 and Jamironinity 8 have both advanced one position and are now in seventh place. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy have also gained one spot, moving up to ninth place. Basu 321 and Amy continue to close in on Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita, now just 3 seconds behind them. Meanwhile, One Serious Guy and Shorty have advanced one position, now holding 10th place. Aminsun and Masuko are now just slightly behind Naga 77 and Farah 23, with a gap reduction of 1.1 seconds. Lacroisson 1980 and Jamironinity 8 have advanced up one position to sixth place. Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita also gained one position, moving into seventh place. Bastu 321 and Amy are now in 8th place after making a successful overtake. Meanwhile, One Serious Guy and Shorty have also moved up one spot to take 9th place. The race is getting competitive as these positions shift. Famaka and Rakowski are currently reducing the gap to Wayne Tray 94 and Deplorable Eagle, now just 2.6 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Bassa 321 and Amy are making progress toward Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita, decreasing their gap by 2.4 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as these groups battle for position. Famaka and Rakowski are now just behind Wayne Tray 94 and Deplorable Eagle, with the gap reduced to less than 2 seconds. Meanwhile, One Serious Guy and Shorty are also making progress on Bassa 321 and myself, cutting down the distance to about 5 seconds. The race is becoming competitive as these pairs of cars are closing in on each other. Famaka and Rakowski are rapidly closing in on Wayne Tray 94 and Deplorable Eagle, cutting the gap by 2.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are also gaining on Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Collerita, reducing the distance by 2.9 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers find their pace. Current standings show Naga 77 in first place, maintaining the lead with a fast lap of 1:18.496. Aminsan is in second, followed closely by Waintra 94 in third place. The track layout of Alastaro GP is well suited for the retro street cars, with tight corners and elevation changes benefiting the agile 1996 Porsche 911 GT1. The grip levels appear to favor those who have started higher up the grid, as seen with Famaka moving up to 4th after starting from 20. There are noticeable gaps forming, particularly for drivers like Amy in 8th place, who has some distance to cover to reach the top positions. As we progress, overtakes could be pivotal, especially in the midfield where drivers are closely matched. Famaka and Rakowski are indeed closing in on Waintra 94 and Deplorably, currently reducing the gap by 3.8 seconds. Meanwhile, Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Colleretti have advanced one position, now sitting in 6th place. Bessie 321 and Amy have moved up one spot to take 7th place. When Serious Guy and Shorty are now in 8th place after gaining one position. Sabini 27 and Jasak 72 have also advanced one spot, now in 9th place. Basu 321 and Amy have moved up one position to 6th place. Sabin 27 and Jasak 72 are reducing the gap to Azirius Guy and Shorty, now down to a difference of 2 seconds. Waintra 94 and Deplorable Apple are now just behind Amundsen and Masuko, having reduced the gap by 1.3 seconds. At the same time, Sabini 27 and Jasak 72 are also gaining on Wazirius Guy and Shorty, decreasing the distance by 1.7 seconds. Overtakes could be imminent as the race continues to develop. Duffdad is currently in 18th place, driving a 1989 Ferrari F40LM, which is known for its lightweight construction and powerful V8 engine that delivers impressive performance. Their starting position was 5th, indicating a challenging race so far as they've dropped 13 spots. The current fastest lap for Duffdad is 1 minute and 22 seconds, suggesting they may be struggling to find pace compared to other competitors. Waintra 94 and Deplorable have significantly reduced the gap to Amazon and Masuko by 1.9 seconds. Meanwhile, Famaka and Rakowski are also making progress, closing in on Waintra 94 and Deplorable with a reduction of 1.4 seconds. The race dynamics are changing swiftly. Waintra 94 and Deplorably Apple are now just behind Amundsen and Masuko, with a reduced gap of 2.7 seconds. Basu 321 and Amy are also making progress, closing in on Huggard 3 and Rizaldi Outer by 4 seconds. Meanwhile, Wunzirius Guy and Shorty have decreased the gap to Todd R. Gardner and Bruno Colleretti by 2.5 seconds. continuing to watch these tight battles unfold. Duff Dad is driving a 1989 Ferrari F40 LM, known for its lightweight design and powerful turbocharged V8 engine. Currently, they are in 19th place after starting from 5th position, indicating a significant drop early in the race. Their fastest lap is at 1:22.627, which may suggest that they are struggling to maintain pace compared to the leaders. Aetion 1792 is driving a 1989 Ferrari F40 LM, which is known for its lightweight design and powerful twin-turbo charged V8 engine, making it highly responsive on the track. Currently, Aetion 1792 is in 15th place, having started from 23rd position, showing some progress. The best lap time recorded is 1 minute and 21.566 seconds. Performance seems to be improving, but they will need to maintain momentum to move further up the standings. Amin, driving the second place 1996 Porsche 911 Assetto, started in second position and has managed to maintain their place throughout the race. Their fastest lap time is 1 minute and 21.232 seconds, which indicates they've been consistent, but may need to push harder to catch the leader, Nalga 77, who has already secured a fastest lap of 1 minute and 18.496 seconds. The race dynamics suggest Amundsen is in a strong position, but will require strategic moves to challenge for the lead. Planetranani Mifan is currently in 22nd place, driving the 1988 Nissan Silvia S13. This car is known for its lightweight design and agile handling, making it a favorite among enthusiasts for drifting and street racing. However, from the starting position of 19, Planetranani Mifan appears to be struggling with pace, as they have not yet made significant progress in this race. SC321, Racing as Amy is currently in 6th place with the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1. Starting from 10th position, Amy has improved by 4 spots during the race. The fastest lap recorded for this car is 1 minute and 18.425 seconds, showcasing competitive speed. The consistent performance of the Porsche is keeping Amy in contention, especially given its strong handling characteristics and power delivery on the track. Amundsen and Masuko are reducing the gap to Naga 77 and Ferrer 23 by 1.4 seconds. Bamaka and Rakowski are also closing in on Wayne Train 94 and Deplorable, cutting their gap by 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are narrowing the distance to Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Adha by 1.6 seconds. Wayne Trinity 4 and Deplorably Apple are now just 1.1 seconds behind Amundsen and Masuko as they continue to close the gap. Basu 321 and Amy have reduced their distance to Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Adha by 3 seconds, maintaining a strong pursuit. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 and Jasak 72 have advanced one position, now occupying 8th place. Amundsen and Masuko are now at a distance of just 1.3 seconds behind Naga 77 and Ferret 23, indicating a strong pursuit. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and I am currently closing in on Hug 3 and Rezadai Iada, narrowing the gap by 2.8 seconds. The competition is tightening up. Famaka, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, started from 20th place and has made significant progress to currently hold 4th place. Their fastest lap time is 1 minute and 18 seconds. 437 milliseconds, demonstrating strong performance throughout the race. The car's lightweight design and powerful engine likely contribute to its rapid pace on the track, facilitating overtakes that have enabled them to climb up the standings. Famaka and Rakowski continue to close in on Wayne Trinani 4 and Deplorably Apple, shortening the gap by 1.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are also making progress towards Hugad 3 and Rizaldi Adha, cutting the distance by 2.1 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as several contenders look to improve their positions. Amundsen and Masuko are now just 2.1 seconds behind Naga 77 and Ferrer 23, actively reducing the gap. Hugad 3 and Rizaldi Adha have cut down their distance to Famaka and Rakowski by 1.1 seconds as well. Meanwhile, Wunziri Sky and Shorty are streamlining their approach to Bas 321 and myself, closing in by 1.1 seconds. Hugad 3 and Rizaldi Adha are now just 1 second behind Famaka and Rakowski, making a strong effort to close the gap. In the same breath, Waziri Sky and Shorty have cut their gap to Basa 321 and me by 1.2 seconds, increasing the pressure in that section of the race. The dynamics are shifting as competitors tighten the chase. Naga 77, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, has maintained first position since the start of the race. Their fastest lap time is 1 minute and 18.496 seconds, showcasing good pace and control. The car, known for its lightweight construction and powerful turbocharged flat-six engine, appears to be performing exceptionally well on the track, allowing them to fend off competition effectively. Amundsen and Masuko are gaining on Naga 77 and Ferrer 23, now just 1.5 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Winzerius Guy and Shorty are also making progress, cutting the gap to Basu 321 and me by 1.2 seconds. Amundsen and Masuko have significantly reduced the gap to Naga 77 and Ferrer 23 by 2.7 seconds. Got it. Meanwhile, Haggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha are also making progress, cutting down their gap to Famaka and Rakoski by 2.8 seconds. The race is tightening as these positions shift. Amundsen and Masuko are making significant progress, decreasing their gap to Naga 77 and Ferrer 23 by 1.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Haggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha are also gaining ground on Famaka and Rakoski, cutting the distance by 2.2 seconds. The race dynamics continue to shift as these competitors push forward. Hogan 1996 Porsche 911 GT1 is currently in 5th place after starting in 17th. They have achieved a fastest lap time of 1 minute and 18.922 seconds, indicating strong pace. They gained 12 positions during the race, showcasing their ability to maneuver through traffic effectively. Wayne 94 is currently in 3rd place after starting from 16th, gaining significant ground, while Video King 24 sits in 17th place, having started from 15th. No direct battle is happening between them right now, as they are separated by several positions. Wayne 94 is likely focused on maintaining momentum ahead of other competitors. Famaka and Rakoski are now just behind Wayne 94 and Deplorable, cutting the gap to them to under 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Winzerius Guy and Shorty have closed in on Bassett 321 and me, reducing their distance by 1.1 seconds, making the competition more intense. Famaka and Rakoski have significantly reduced the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorable by 1.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are also making progress, decreasing the distance to Haggard 3 and Rizaldi Adha by 3.1 seconds. Famaka and Rakoski have reduced the gap to Wayne 94 and Deplorable by 1.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are narrowing the distance to Hugo 3 and Rizaldi Adha, cutting down the gap by 3.1 seconds. one serious guy, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, is currently in 7th place. They started in 6th position and have a fastest lap of 1 minute 19.269 seconds. Their performance suggests they are maintaining competitive pace, but have not made significant gains or overtakes since the start. The car's handling and acceleration characteristics typically suit tight corners, which may be an advantage as the race progresses. Famuka, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, is currently in 4th place. They started from 20th position, showcasing significant improvement during the race. Their fastest lap time is impressive at 1:18.43.7, indicating strong pace and skillful driving to make up those positions. The car's balance and handling seem to be benefiting from their experience on the track, allowing them to capitalize on others' mistakes and advance rapidly. Famuka and Rakoski are now just 3.7 seconds behind Wayne 394 and Deplorable, Asu 321 and Amy have reduced their gap to Hugger 3 and Rizaldi Adha by 3.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Wunzirius Guy and Shorty are closing in on Bassa 321 and Amy, decreasing their gap by 1.5 seconds. Welcome back, Kazashuk. It's great to have you with us again. We're diving into some thrilling AI racing action today, so get ready for an exciting ride. How have you been? Famuka and Rakoski are now just 3/10 behind Wayne 394 and Deplorable. They have made significant progress, closing the gap considerably. Basu 321 and Amy have reduced their gap to Hug 3 and Rizaldi Adha, who are in 5th place, by 2 seconds. The battle for 5th place is intensifying, as they are all within close proximity to each other. As they approach the corner, it looks like Amy is making a move alongside Bassa 321 on Huggard 3. This could lead to an overtaking maneuver if they time it correctly. Famuka and Rakoski are now approaching Wayne 394 and Deplorable, cutting the gap down to 3.9 seconds. Meanwhile, Wunzirius Guy and Shorty are also on the move, closing in on Bassi 2021 and myself, reducing their gap by 2.9 seconds. The race is becoming more competitive as these positions shift. Todd R. Gardner is driving a 1984 Ferrari 288 GTO Elezione, known for its powerful twin turbocharged V8 engine and aerodynamic design, making it one of the early supercars. Currently, Todd is in 12th place, having started in 7th position, indicating some challenges in maintaining pace. His fastest lap time of 1:25.345 trails behind many competitors, suggesting he might need to improve his lap consistency to gain positions in the race. Aminsan and Masuko are now just 1.4 seconds behind Naga 77 and Ferret 23, continuing to close the gap. All Bumaka and Rakoski have improved their positions, moving up one spot to take third place. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and I am now in fifth place, also gaining one position in this race. Aminsan and Masuko have decreased the gap to Naga 77 and Ferret 23 by 3 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are also closing in on Wayne 94 and Deplorably Apple, cutting the distance by 2.4 seconds. The Retro Street Cars class, combined with the Alastara GP track, is likely favoring drivers who have strong acceleration and handling capabilities, given the tight turns and short straights. The multiple Porsche 911 GT1 entries highlight their competitiveness in this setting. The starting positions have significantly influenced current standings, especially for those who qualified well, while those starting further back have had to make aggressive overtakes to fight for higher positions. Consistency in lap times will be crucial as the race progresses. Aminsan and Masuko are now just behind Naga 77 and Ferret 23, having reduced their gap by 2.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Basu 321 and Amy are gaining ground on Wayne 94 and Deplorably Apple, cutting their deficit by 3.6 seconds. Hippo, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, started in 21st position and has advanced to 8th place. The car is known for its remarkable acceleration and handling, giving it an edge in tight turns. Hippo's fastest lap so far is 1 minute and 18.470. Currently, Hippo is contending with surrounding competitors while aiming to further improve positions in the race. The Retro Street Cars class highlights a balance between speed and handling, which is crucial on a track like Alastaro GP. The mix of powerful Porsches and Ferraris offers intense competition, especially with drivers optimized for both straight-line speed and cornering agility. The track layout favors those who can manage tire wear and maintain consistent lap times, influencing the race dynamics significantly. We can see drivers moving up the field based on strategy and adaptability to the conditions. The Retro Street Cars class paired with the Alastaro GP track. Ms per hour resizes the handling and acceleration capabilities of these vehicles. The variety in starting positions is leading to significant on-track battles, particularly for those who qualified lower, but are now moving up, like Famaka in third place from 20th. The balance of power among the cars is evident, as several competitors are closely matched in lap times, impacting overtakes and race strategy. The use of the Porsche 911 GT1 seems advantageous given its speed and agility, reflected in the top positions. Bassi 321, driving the 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, currently occupies 5th place. Starting from 10th, they have made significant progress in the race. Their fastest lap is recorded at 1 minute and 18.425 seconds, indicating solid pace. The current competition is tight, with several drivers closely following, but they seem to be managing their position well as the race unfolds. Amundsen is currently in 2nd place, driving a 1996 Porsche 911 GT1, which started from 2nd on the grid. Their fastest lap time is at 1:20.608. The car's performance has been consistent, allowing for a strong position as they trail the leader, Naga 77. The 911 GT1 is known for its aerodynamics and speed, benefiting Amundsen in maintaining a competitive pace throughout the race. Wayne Train 94 and Deplorable are now just 2.4 seconds behind Famaka and Rakoski, showing a strong pace. Meanwhile, Bassi 321 and Amy are closing in on Wayne Train 94 and Deplorable, cutting the gap down by 1 second. The competition is tightening up as the race continues. Congratulations to Naga 77 and Ferrer 23 on their fantastic victory. Great job on the win.